On October 7th, 2023, the world was stunned as Hamas unleashed a sudden and devastating attack on Israel, leaving no room for preparation. The air was thick with shock, and chaos ensued as Israel, caught off guard, was forced to respond. In a swift and forceful retaliation, Israel launched a large-scale military operation against Hamas. But the tension escalated further. Just one day later, on October 8th, Hezbollah, an ally of Hamas lurking in the shadows, began its own barrage on Israel, igniting a firestorm of conflict. The heaviest assault struck Sheba Farms, a disputed battleground between Lebanon and Israel, where rockets rained down, and the air was filled with the sounds of destruction. As the situation unfolded, it became clear that Hezbollah was no mere bystander. This Iran-backed Shia group, with its iron grip on southern Lebanon, had both military and political might, wielding power with 13 seats in Lebanon's parliament. Within just 48 hours of the October 7th incident, Israel found itself ensnared in a two-front war. On one side, the relentless aggression of Hamas, and on the other, the advancing threat from Hezbollah. The intensity of the conflict was palpable, a storm brewing on both fronts. On October 11th, the situation intensified dramatically as Hezbollah ramped up its assault on northern Israel. Heavy artillery, anti-tank missiles, and drones became instruments of destruction, raining chaos on the region. Then came the chilling news. Reports emerged that 20 Hezbollah militants were plotting to infiltrate northern Israel using paragliders. The same tactics that had shocked Israel on October 7th were poised to be repeated, this time from the north. As alarms blared across northern Israel, a sense of dread gripped the air. Citizens were urged to take shelter, bracing themselves for an onslaught. The specter of an escalating conflict loomed large, threatening to engulf the region in turmoil. Just 24 to 48 hours after the alarming announcement, Israel's army declared it a false alarm, a human error. They reassured the public that there was nothing to worry about. But for the Israeli citizens living in the northern regions, particularly those near the volatile Lebanon border, the fear lingered. Having witnessed the devastation wrought by Hamas only days earlier, they remained on high alert. With Hezbollah launching relentless attacks, the atmosphere was charged with panic. Approximately 96,000 Israelis living close to the Lebanon border abandoned their homes, fleeing to safety across the border. On the other side, civilians in Lebanon were also retreating, feeling the tension rise. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu faced mounting pressure from the opposition. The people were in distress, first fleeing from southern Israel and now forced from their northern homes. Families were uprooted, seeking refuge in makeshift camps instead of the safety of their own houses. The opposition accused Netanyahu of failure, demanding accountability for the escalating crisis. Under fire, Netanyahu vowed that those displaced from the north would soon return home. But the path to safety was fraught with difficulty. Return was contingent upon Hezbollah retreating, and that seemed unlikely. With over 100,000 fighters, well organized and backed by Iran, Hezbollah posed a formidable challenge. Daily skirmishes ensued between Israeli forces and Hezbollah. The Shia group, positioned in southern Lebanon, fortified its defenses with a four-layer security system. The first layer focused on tactical defense, the second on rocket and missile deployments, the third on command and control, and the fourth housed the key leaders orchestrating the mission. To combat this threat, Israel employed its advanced Pegasus software, known for its capability to infiltrate communications. By hacking the phones of Hezbollah's leaders, Israel gained vital intelligence on their locations and strategies. This technological advantage allowed Israel to preemptively strike using guided missiles to eliminate high-ranking Hezbollah officials. As a result, several prominent Hezbollah leaders met their end in targeted attacks, and Israel's knowledge of Hezbollah's plans grew exponentially. Not only did they track leaders in the heat of battle, but they also targeted those far from the conflict zone, planning strikes as far afield as Syria. By November 23, the tide began to turn against Hezbollah. Israeli forces successfully located and neutralized key figures like Hussam Mohammed Ibrahim, Ali Raif, and Ali Hassan through precision missile strikes. The increasing number of casualties among Hezbollah commanders sparked concern within their ranks. As 2024 dawned, the realization set in among Hezbollah operatives. Their strategies were no longer secret. With the enemy anticipating their